What's good, good people? Soul Brother number one coming back at you with another action figure review, always from Bad Street, USA. Today we're going to take a look at the retro card Snake Eyes. And this is, like I said, the retro card is the representation of the classic, a real American hero, G.I. Joes. This was the first classified G.I. Joe I had that introduced me to the classified line. This was a representation of version 2. And I think it's close enough. I don't know if they're going to come out with a retro card of version 2. But this is version 2. And it's a close enough representation. But I patiently waited through a plethora of Snake Eyes released by Hasbro before we got to this retro card version to mimic the look of the original A Real American Hero Snake Eyes. Now, if you're a fan of Snake Eyes, which most of you probably are, the reason, I'm not going to say the reason for everybody, but for most people, the reason is Larry Hama's writing for the Marvel comics, Marvel G.I. Joe comics. Not because of the cartoon. The cartoon Snake Eyes was relegated to a background character. And I can understand why he didn't talk. How much can you do with a character in an animated series that can't talk? But in comics, in writing, Larry Hama crafted a masterful backstory, in my opinion, for Snake Eyes and his origin. And if you're a fan of Snake Eyes, the reason is for that is because of Larry Hama's writing on that G.I. Joe comic. For most people, anyway. For me, anyway. Let's just say for me. Now, growing up, I didn't have Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes was property of my brother. My younger brother had Snake Eyes. But, we was in the same house, so, hey, you know how that go. Okay, so now how we're going to start, we're going to take a look at the accessories, what he comes with. He comes with his, whether you want to call it a satchel charge, grenades, whatever. But this was also included on the original A Real American Hero 3 3/4 Snake Eyes. He comes with 2 incendiary or fragmentation grenades. Well, no, those aren't frag grenades. Those are incendiary grenades. Comes with the classic Uzi that the original came with, Valorverse weapon effect. Comes with a knife, which he didn't come with in the original. It was molded on. It was molded onto the web gear. And this one also comes with sidearm, and a suppressor. You would fit the suppressor in the sidearm like so. Now those are the knife and the sidearm and the suppressor things that the original OG Snake Eyes didn't come with. So now let's take a look at the figure. This figure is on the same body as Stalker, which kind of mimics the original release of Snake Eyes back in the day. Story has it that in order to save money, what Hasbro did back in the 3 3/4 line to save money, they just removed all the paint apps from the figure, and that's why Snake Eyes was originally all black. And then Larry Hama just crafted that story for Marvel Comics, and you had the classic Snake Eyes. So here you have, as far as articulation, the head goes 360, goes up that far, down that far, gets the T-pose, arm goes 360, he has the bicep cut, double jointed elbows, swivel at the wrist. He has that diaphragm joint, allows him to go bend down that far, goes back this far, swivel at the waist, Legs can go 90 degrees to the front. Doesn't go back all that much, goes out to the side like that. You have the, see, joints kind of have the thigh cut, double jointed knees, boot cut, ankle pivot, and rocker. And that is the classified Snake Eyes. Like I say, I think pretty much almost all of the credit for Snake Eyes being as popular as he is goes to Larry Hama. If you haven't read that story arc, The Origin of Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe Marvel Comics, I highly suggest you pick it up. That's good reading. That backstory with Zartan being added into it, I thought was cool. How Zartan was supposed to be the assassin that killed the Hard Master, with Stalker and Storm Shadow, Tommy Arashikage being with Snake Eyes in Vietnam. I think they milked that ninja storyline a little bit too much. When you start having Firefly being hooked up with it as the faceless master, I think that's going a little bit too far. But that initial origin of Snake Eyes, where you had Stalker retelling the first parts of the story, just masterful by Larry Hama. And so there you have my review of the retro card OG-13 Snake Eyes. And as always, don't let anybody influence you on what you want to buy. You buy that for yourself, have your own experience, then determine if you like it or not. And as always, funk is its own reward. Y'all be easy.